When we think about birds, we tend to think about the feathery animals that fly flawlessly through the air. Maybe you even own a bird, parakeets or lovebirds, or even a stunning parrot. Even when we think about chickens, we think about them fluttering and flapping their way up into trees. Birds tend to mean flight, but that's not always the case. These next few birds might sound a little strange to you, but they all share one very common trait. And we don't just mean because they have feathers. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button to help us out. Now, here are 10 weird birds that can't fly. Number 10, Galapagos cormorant. The Galapagos cormorant, otherwise known as the flightless cormorant, is just one of many strange but beautiful animals to be found on the Galapagos Islands. It can be located on both Isabella and Fernandina, where it takes advantage of both the cold waters and the high lava outcrops. Of all the cormorants, the Galapagos cormorant is the largest and unfortunately the most disproportionate because its wings are only a third of the side required to lift a body of its size. The Galapagos cormorant is completely grounded. It's thought that there are only 1,500 Galapagos cormorants left on the island. This makes it one of the rarest birds anywhere in the world. Introduced predators, dogs, and cats have taken a toll on their population, as have the way that many fishing nets are used. The birds tend to get tangled in the nets while out foraging. As is the case with many endangered birds, the introduction of a new predator has and will continue to take a toll on their numbers. Number 9, kakapo. The kakapo is endemic to New Zealand, meaning that there is nowhere else in the world you can find it. It's a large, flightless bird that's sometimes referred to as the owl parrot due to its nocturnal nature. Due to its inability to fly, the kakapo has incredibly strong legs and can climb almost anything with ease. While it can't fly, it can glide for short distances, but leaping off to somewhere high and using its wings to float for several meters. In the 1970s, this species was thought to be completely extinct. Even now, there are just over 100 of these birds left, as the kakapo's flightless nature makes it the perfect prey for cats, stoats, and rats, all of which have been brought to the island by people. Conservation efforts are being made to help the kakapo, but their numbers have remained small for some time, with little hope of jumping back up to a steady, safe amount. Number 8, Titicaca grebe. The Titicaca grebe can only be found in one place. Lake Titicaca is a lake in the Andes on the borders of Peru and Bolivia. It's also known as the short-winged grebe. Though its wings are used for flight, this species of grebe has figured out how to use them to help it run longer and dive faster. It can reach diving speeds of 3.5 kilometers per hour. The biggest risk to the species is the very recent introduction of monofilament line gill nets to the area. Thousands of birds are drowned in these nets everywhere, including many Titicaca grebes. Despite regulations put into place, not much has changed in regards to the use of these nets. Still, they are quite hardy creatures and able to recover from most issues. The fact that the adult bird tastes like rotten fish most certainly helps ward off predators, human and otherwise. Number 7, Guam rail. Guam is located in the northwestern stretches of the Pacific Ocean and home to the Guam rail. Locally, this bird is known as Coco. In the 1970s, this bird was hunted for food as it thrived without snakes or rats living on the island. Unfortunately, near the end of World War II, brown tree snakes were introduced to Guam and quickly put a dent in the Guam rail's numbers. They were not the only birds to suffer. The cardinal honeyeater and the Guam kingfisher were also victims to the snakes. Now, there are only 100 birds on Guam, and all of them are in captivity. Attempts to reintroduce them into the wild haven't been very successful, as they still have no way to defend themselves or even to hide from the brown tree snake. Still, every effort is being made to help in the continued survival of the Guam rail. Number 6, Lord Howe woodhen. On the Australian coast, there's an island called Lord Howe Island. This is the only home to the Lord Howe woodhen. It's a small bird that feeds mostly off worms and crustaceans, though will occasionally steal the eggs from petrels. The island was discovered in 1788. Of the 15 endemic bird species originally on the island, none of them have gone extinct. By 1980, there were only 15 Lord Howe woodhens left on the island. After a program to eliminate feral pigs, cats, and goats was put into place, the species began to recover. Now there are 250 of these birds on the island, a vast improvement from their previous levels of borderline extinction. We're now halfway through our video. If you're still with us, comment the bird emoji down below. Number 5. Takahe. Arguably one of the most beautiful flightless birds on this list, the takahe are native to New Zealand. Their distinctive bright red beak, along with vibrant blue and green feathers, makes them easy to tell apart from other birds in the region. They are protected species and one that was temporarily thought to be extinct. In fact, they weren't rediscovered and taken off the list of extinct animals until 1948, when a man named Dr. Urbel went in search of them. They live in the Fiordland National Park. Their main territory within that region is the Murchison Mountains. Their biggest threat is actually the domestic deer. Controlled hunting has been released in the area as a result. Number 4. Campbell teal. The Campbell teal is endemic to New Zealand. This is a species of duck that is not only flightless but also nocturnal. In the 1800s, whaling ships introduced rats to Campbell Island. Unable to get away from them, the species was supposedly driven to extinction. The rats are both the eggs and young chicks. In 1975, however, a small population of Campbell teals was found on the nearby Den Island, which was still rat-free. Captive breeding now occurs every year to help restore their numbers and prevent the species from reaching true extinction. After the rat eradication campaign in 2001, the island was more declared fit for the ducks. More than a century after being marked as extinct, they now live happily on Campbell Island. Number 3. Falkland steamer duck. As the name might imply, the Falkland steamer duck can only be found on the Falkland Islands. Despite their inability to fly, these birds are known for being particularly aggressive and incredibly territorial. Territory disputes can last for up to 20 minutes, and while the male often starts it, the female of the pair is always quick to join in. Other species of waterfowl are often killed during these brawls. It's hard to distinguish a Falkland steamer duck from the other 3 species of flying steamer ducks on the island. As such, it's hard to get an exact pinpoint of their numbers. This is because the other species, while capable of flight, often simply choose to stay grounded. Number 2. Inaccessible island rail. The inaccessible island rail might not even sound like a bird to you, but we promise that it is. This is the smallest flightless bird that's still alive today. It lives on the Inaccessible Island, which is part of the Tristan da Cunha, an archipelago after which the bird was named. This is the only place in the entire world where you can find this flightless bird. There are currently thought to be 8,400 inaccessible island rails left on the island. Its only main predator is the Tristan thrush, which will go after any unwatched chicks. The fact that the bird can't fly means that if an invasive species such as the house cat or the common rat is introduced to the island, there's no doubt that it would quickly go extinct. You're nearly at the end of our video. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed. That way you'll always be notified of our future videos. Number 1. Weka bird. Native to New Zealand, there are currently 4 recognized subspecies of the weka bird: the North Island weka, the Western weka, the Stewart Island weka, and the buff weka. None of these birds can fly. They live in barren land among ferns that their feathers help turn into camouflage. Young wekas are almost impossible to spot in their nests due to their coloring. They are well known for being very curious and not having much fear of human contact. They are well known for stealing bags of sugar and making off with any small shiny objects that you've made the mistake of leaving unattended. Some Maori iwi considers the weka to be greatly important birds. Not only do the weka serve as a food source, but their feathers are also used both in traditional clothing and to create an oil that can help treat inflammation. Hey, thanks for watching. Want to suggest a video or have something to say? Let us know in the comment section below. Check out our wildlife playlist for more videos like this one.